And at this point, I would like to introduce Carmen Morales, who is a senior social worker here at Perlmutter Cancer Center. And she's just going to say a few quick words about the Supportive Services Program and introduce our special patient survivor speaker today. Okay, please welcome Carmen.
Hi. I'm going to be very quick because I want to be able to introduce Alejandro so he can tell his story. I am a social worker at NYU Cancer Center, and the lung cancer social work does provide emotional support, community resources for any needs that come up during the treatment process. There is a weekly Living with Lung Cancer support group where members can talk about what they're experiencing, meet other members who are going through similar experience, and form friendships. I do want to acknowledge, we want to acknowledge the Banner Fund, which was established in 1995 by the Banner family. Stephen Banner was a devoted husband, father, and successful executive. He died from lung cancer in 1995. We thank his wife, Ellen, and her family, and Ellen Banner is here, and her daughter, for their commitment to the Cancer Center for over 20 years. The fund supports research, a dedicated social worker support group, and lung cancer awareness and education. A series of videos titled Understanding Lung Cancer can be found on the NYU website and on YouTube. The video series includes education about lung cancer, staging, available treatments, surgery, discussion of the physical and emotional symptoms of lung cancer, smoking cessation techniques, patient stories, and frequently asked questions. Every patient has a comprehensive care team, and the video depicts the role of each member on the team. Now I'd like to introduce to you our guest speaker, a patient of Dr. Shashua, who will share his experience of living with lung cancer. He is a cancer survivor, and we'd like to thank him for offering to share his story. Please welcome Alejandro Vargas.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having an encouraging and a great Lung Cancer Awareness Month. It gives me a great pleasure to be here standing in front of you today to tell you a little bit about my journey with cancer. First, I would like to thank NYU Langone and all of its members involved in this program for providing a venue to share my experience as a lung cancer survivor. I must also thank everyone involved in my lung cancer care and well-being during those trying moments. I want to thank God for looking after me, my caregiver husband, Craig, my entire family, all of my doctors, in particular, Dr. Abraham Chachua, my support group members at NYU and its moderator, Janine Martino, and all of the other support groups from Memorial Sloan Kettering and Gilda's Club, and the nutrition department at NYU, who helped me get healthier and stronger. Without their help, I couldn't have made the great progress I have achieved today. My journey with cancer started in August 2013 with a cough that wouldn't go away. After seeing many different specialty doctors, I was told by my primary care physician at the time, whom I saw in December of that same year, to do X-rays if my cough didn't go away in 2 weeks. I was diagnosed with stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer in January 2014. My husband Craig and I had just taken a vacation over the holidays in Colombia, South America, where notwithstanding my persistent cough, we had a very nice time. My health was deteriorating, and I was having trouble walking without getting tired. My appetite had diminished to the point that I was refusing to eat a full meal, and even drinking anything was difficult. But despite all that, the vacation was amazing. It's remarkable to see how much extra energy one can generate when on vacation on top of being sick. On our return to New York, I went back to my primary care doctor, and he sent me to do the x-rays he had mentioned before. Later during the week, I received a phone call from him saying that the x-rays had shown a big mass very suspicious of cancer. Those words will reverberate with me up to today because they are, at the time, they felt like a death sentence. But of course, I was just starting my life with cancer, and now I didn't know as much as I do now. And I now know that there is a lot of help up there, as you all might know that too. But then my world tumbled. I saw my whole life in slow motion pass by in my mind with vivid images of many important and meaningful moments. While I was expecting to hear more from the doctors, all I could think was of dying. Dr. Lubinsky, a pulmonologist at NYU, confirmed I had a lung cancer and referred me to Dr. Abraham Chachua at NYU to seek treatment. Dr. Chachua told me that I had a non-curable stage 4 lung cancer with metastases to the adrenal gland. There were many options for my treatment, but none of them provided a cure for my advanced stage 4 lung cancer. These proposed treatments consisted of different forms of chemotherapy to stop the cancer from spreading. Based on medical advice from my oncologist nephew, Alan, who works in Maine, I chose to look for a clinical trial should there be one that was available based on my case. Dr. Chachua agreed with me, and he suggested that I see a doctor at Memorial Sloan Kettering to establish a relationship and look for the right clinical trial. I chose to see Dr. Elena Yu, who my nephew Alan, the oncologist, also recommended. She was very efficient and quickly put me in contact with the clinical trial team and arranged for an interview that will lead to a registration to do the clinical trial. But that clinical trial wasn't to take place yet. Dr. Chichua called me a few days before my first appointment for the clinical trial and gave me the wonderful news that my biopsy had come out as an ALK positive subtype, which meant that my cancer mutation was eligible for a new targeted therapy that had just come out to market and had just been approved by the FDA, called Xalkori. Since this was a revolutionary new drug, there were many unknowns related to possible side effects and also about the time effectiveness of the drug. There were many side effects like nausea, stomach upset, fatigue, but luckily only one side effect truly affected me the most, and that was edema in my ankles. Notwithstanding, this drug was a catalyst for the fighting I was expecting to put, and I was experiencing, and I began to feel much better within 1 or 2 days from the moment I started to go on this med. It was remarkable to feel so much better within such a short time. Also, the PET scan were already showing signs of tumor shrinkage and in many instances, complete responses. Nevertheless, the honeymoon with this drug only lasted 6 months. And then the PET scan started to show new growth and activities. I needed a new treatment. And again, I was lucky to count on another targeted therapy drug that had just come to market for ALK patient called Cycadia. Even though it was a similar drug to the previous one, it continues to work even after 27 months of taking it, which is a great achievement, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. However, the dosage had to be adjusted after the first month of taking it because the full dosage was causing a lot of damage to my liver. Nonetheless, after being on it for many months, my body got used to it. My comfort level has regained and my health has stabilized. While all of this was going on, my lung cancer had also spread to the brain in 6 different occasions. The last one taking place in October of this year. I've been having gamma knife surgeries to get rid of the small tumors that were beginning to grow in different parts of my brain. It now seems likely that the target therapy Cycadia is also preventing new brain tumors from development in the brain, although this theory has yet to be confirmed. I also had in February of this year radiation treatment on my right lung due to an erratic tumor growth that was not responding to the medication Cycadia. Despite all of these challenges, the outcome of treatment and medication seems to be helping in keeping the lung cancer at bay. And I couldn't be happier with the results. I have to wonder what I would be if I hadn't had so much help along the way in my cancer experience. By this I mean all the heroes, people, and organizations that have paved the way for a society with less cancer incidents, longer survival, and yes, more cancer cures. It really takes a village. No man is an island. It is overwhelming and admirable to see each individual effort turn into a helping hand to ease the cancer epidemic. I'm in awe at the people that donate their time, money, and expertise with the only intention to help cancer research so that there is less incidence of death and suffering due to cancer. Cancer is such a treacherous illness that attacks people of any age and gender, so violently, suddenly, and is so devastating to their families and friends. So cheers for Cancer Awareness Days, because they are doing a great job creating venues that will help someday reach a cure for cancer. Thank you to all of you for listening.